Hey, my name is Kwes, and this is my review of the Outta Compton movie directed by F. Gary Gray, starring O'Shea Jackson Jr., Corey Hawkins, and Jason Mitchell. Before anyone says anything, okay, this is a biopic, okay? Before you start talking any kind of shit to me about spoilers, this is a movie based on semi-recent history, okay? The plot of this movie has been on Wikipedia for the better part of 2 decades. Do not come at me claiming that I've spoiled anything for you. You've been warned. You know yourselves. If you don't know, NWA was the premier, probably the greatest gangster rap group of all time, except they didn't really refer to themselves as gangster rappers. They referred to it as reality rap. They were talking about their situation, the things that they saw, the things that they knew, things that really happened in their neighborhood and in their life, and in the lives of many other young black people within that period. They were pivotal in rap. They were pivotal at that point in time. They basically changed the game altogether. So my respect for NWA cannot even be stated. And although I'm not gonna pretend like I listen to all their music, there's so many of their songs that I just love so much. So I was really interested to see how this movie was gonna shape up, and I'm not even gonna spoil it for you, but we'll get to my thoughts in the end. F. Gary Gray. If there's one thing that I will continue to always say, there are not enough black directors in Hollywood. Although F. Gary Gray is doing a pretty good job of holding it down for us. This dude, I like the majority of his movies. I haven't seen them all, but the ones I've seen, I really liked. My anticipation for this movie was through the roof. I was just itching to see this. It came out in America before it came out here, as always, but when I finally got to see it, I was so hyped. Like, sitting in the cinema, it was packed. I think this was opening night. It was packed, and mostly black people, with a sprinkle of white people here and there, which was really weird because it was just like, okay, but you know, the more the merrier. The more money this movie makes, the better. So it was really cool though. Like, everybody was, you could feel the atmosphere. You could feel the excitement in the air. Everybody was so hyped to see this movie. And my God, did it deliver. This movie is so... This is probably the earliest rating I've ever given the movie. This movie is so fucking dope. Oh my God. The performances are great. Sorry. F. Gary Gray directs, I feel, probably his best movie he's ever done. Enough can't be said about the performances. Corey Hawkins is a person I've never heard of. This is a dude who came in, and it's almost as if he was like, it's almost as if he was channeling Dr. Dre. I don't know whether he spent time with Dre. I don't know whether he's Dre's illegitimate child, but this dude was Dre in this movie. He was so good. The way he spoke, the way he looked at people, the way he did things. He embodied Dre to a T. And he even looks like him a little bit. Jason Mitchell as Eazy-E. Personally, I didn't know much about Eazy-E. When I kind of became aware of NWA, Eazy-E had already passed. My understanding of him wasn't as vivid as it was for the other members of the other two most famous members of NWA. Having seen this movie though, I do have a lot more respect for him. I do have a better understanding of him. Or at least what F. Gary Gray has afforded me. And Jason Mitchell performs brilliantly. Like, he is such a... I don't know whether this was Eazy-E or it was just a performance, but like, he was such a witty and quick and funny character. And someone that you just like, whenever he was on screen, he almost always popped, except for the dramatic moments, which he handled pretty well. But he was a revelation in this movie, and he's now doing the Kong Skull Island film. So, you know, bigger and better things for him. Good for him. And of course, O'Shea Jackson Jr. playing his father. Ice Cube's commitment to this movie is fucking incredible. How are you gonna have a child, raise that child, and then be like, hey, nigga, you need to play me in this movie about me? And the kid does it. He looks, walks, talks, and just acts like his dad. So, I mean, I guess he's watched it, he's known him his whole life, so it's not like, you know, it was that much character study required. But the way there's seeing someone and then there's doing what they do. And O'Shea Jackson Jr. does it to perfection. Like, at some point it felt as if young Ice Cube was in the film. There's a moment in this film that kind of hyped me the fuck up. It was incredible, right? You have O'Shea Jackson Jr. playing O'Shea Jackson Sr., right? In a scene in his home, but in the background is O'Shea Jackson Jr. playing with his brother. And it's just like, what kind of reverse Inception shit is this? I may be the only person who gives a fuck. I may be the only person in the world who noticed and was like, oh, that's so funny. But that was just a joy to see. And the infamous Jerry Heller, played by Paul Giamatti, Paul Giamatti's a great actor. This isn't a Amazing Spider-Man 2 kind of performance. He knocks out the park with this. One thing about biopics is they're rarely ever sort of always 100% true to historical accuracy. It is a movie, you know what I mean? These things have to sort of fit together in a way that makes sense. It's not a documentary, but even documentaries are sometimes biased. So there is never ever a really sort of pure retelling of events. And I understand that certain things about this movie, like for example, Dr. Ray has had a history of physically assaulting women. That wasn't really brought up. You can understand why he wouldn't want to make a movie where he's shown, beating up women. That's not cool. So while it does sort of ignore the history, there's a lot of history that is ignored in this film. Like there's certain bits that are shown that are just very sort of, I don't know, for lack of a better word, they're masturbatory. You see Dr. Dre trying to pursue this woman. I don't know her name. I apologize. But I assume it's the woman he's still with now, or has been with for a long time. You see him pursuing this woman, but then all of a sudden you see Ice Cube single, and then he's married. There's never this is when he met his wife, or this is them. They just show him one day without her, and then the next day with her, or the next scene with her. So there's so many things, and the same can be said for Eazy-E's character. There's so many things that are missing, and maybe it's a thing of editing. Obviously, there's only so much time that's been afforded to you in a movie. You can't obviously have every scene in there. And don't get me wrong, I love the movie to death, but no movie's perfect. This is one of the things I didn't like about it. The fact that there are so many bits that just sort of jump cut. And there is, you see Tupac maybe once in this movie, and while the dude looks like him, I don't know what his acting is like. He's in it so briefly that you don't get a real sense of him. He looks like him. At one point I was like, the fuck? But but that's about it. Snoop Dogg also has a small role in this film. The actor that plays Snoop Dogg is really good. If they ever make a Snoop Dogg movie, they need to get that guy signed immediately, and F. Gary Gray needs to direct him. One thing I really liked about this film was the way that it didn't always feel the need to fill in the blanks for you. All three of the main characters know each other, so it's not as if there's hey, this is when Eazy-E met Ice Cube, or this is when Dre met Eazy-E. It's just, this is when Dre met Ice Cube. They are sort of aware of each other at the beginning of this movie, and it sort of just goes forward from there. It was a really great movie. I love this movie so much. You should definitely, in fact, you should, whatever you do, go see this movie. It is so good. It is so much fun. It is so entertaining. It is so just well made. And honestly, I wish there was a part 2 coming. I really do. I know that's not how biopics work, but I really wish there was a second installment, because I want to see more of these guys. I want to spend more time in their world and see, I know what they've done, but I want to see it happen in a 2-hour span, I guess. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about this movie. It's so dope. Please go and see it. Take your mom, take your dad, take your unborn child. I don't care. Go see this movie. Let it make as much money as it possibly can. So no bootlegging, please. Alright, question time. Who is your favorite member of NWA? Mine has always been Ice Cube. Ice Cube has always been one of my favorites rappers of all time. I hope you enjoyed my review of Outta Compton. It was a great film. I hope these guys who everyone involved in it has a long and prosperous career. So hit me up on social media. Let me know what you thought of the film in the comment section. Feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, Bye.